This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutastrophe. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, October 13th, 1971, history was made at the World Series. No, it wasn't Pittsburgh beating Baltimore to to split the first four games of the 71 World Series 2-2. It's the fact that it's when it was played was different than anyone else. So the World Series started in 1903, and every year till 1971, despite the fact that teams would be playing night games as early as 1935, and almost every stadium minus Wrigley Field had lights, and were using them in the 60s. Baseball decided only in 1971 to have night baseball. The World Series was always like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon each and every day. Now, of course, it would be hard for kids to watch World Series games, or like in the stadium or elsewhere on TV. I mean, yeah, the technology wasn't completely there, but still, I mean, not a lot of kids were at the ballpark for World Series games. World Series was basically for adults, if you will. So this was used to get more people to watch it. And with the fact that a lot of people would be stuck at work while the World Series games happened, it was a boon. So anyway, Game 4 would be the first time that baseball would have the World Series game played under darkness, or lights, if you will. Now, the first three games of the World Series went twice to Baltimore, as Baltimore had home field and won 5-3 and 11-3. Pittsburgh won 5-1 just the previous game, so it was now Game 4. In front of 51,000 fans at Three River Stadium, which opened up just the prior year. The Orioles were trying to take that 3-1 series lead against the Pirates. So the starting lineups. Baltimore had Paul Blair in center. Mark Belanger at short. I know it's Ballinger, but I say Belanger because, my Canadian accent. Marv Redeman in left. Frank Robinson in right. Brooks Robinson, recently deceased, at third base. Boog Powell at first. Davey Johnson at second. Eddie Etchebarren catching, and Pat Dobson pitching. When you look at the 1971 Orioles and how good McNally, Palmer, and Cuellar are, Dobson gets lost in the shuffle. But anyway, the Pirates had Dave Cash at second, Richie Hebner at third, Roberto Clemente in right field, Willie Stargell in left, Al Oliver in center, Paul Robertson first base, Manny Seguin catching, Jackie Hernandez shortstop, and Luke Walker pitching. So anyway, Luke Walker had troubles in the first inning. He gave up 3 runs to the team. Unfortunately, Seguin had a passed ball, meaning that he failed to catch the ball on his own accord, scoring Paul Blair, who got to third base. Well, the bases were loaded. After an intentional walk to Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson made a sac fly to center field. Alongside Boog Powell, who also had a sac fly. Walker was eliminated for Bruce Kyson, and he got Davey Johnson to ground out. But the Pirates scored quickly as Willie Stargell and Al Oliver hit back-to-back doubles to score Stargell and Dave Cash. 3-2 Orioles. So then darkness ascended, and basically we would be playing under the lights. The Pirates would tie the game at the bottom of the third as Al Oliver had his second RBI of the day, an RBI single to score for Richie Hebner. A lot of weird things would be happening in the game. Set things up. As the Pirates would be making things happen. So, yeah, it's weird to see games end in lights and all that. So yeah, so that's exactly what happened with the game. I am actually experiencing technical difficulties right now with my source material. So this is kind of a first. Because normally I can get my stuff together. And I don't do retakes because, I'm going to lose everything I got. So let me see. Of course, it was 3-3. And then in the bottom of the seventh, here we go. Milt May had an RBI single after so many moves. After Eddie Watt actually came into the game with it 3-3. Milt May with an RBI single. He pinch hit Bruce Kaizen, who had been used since the first inning because of trying to get after the whole miss from Luke Walker. So Milt May RBI single to score Bob Robertson, and it worked. So at the top of the eighth, the Orioles got taken out. Dave Gielsti got 3 quick outs. Pirates went down in the eighth, and then the ninth, Gielsti came in, got Brooks on a ground ball, Boot Powell on a pop fly, and Davey Johnson to ground out. So the Pirates won the game 4-3 and split the first 4 games of the series, which was huge. Very huge. Anyhow, the Orioles would lose the next day in Pittsburgh 4-0 as Pittsburgh with a giant shutout by Steve Blass. In Game 6, the Orioles came home and won in 10 innings when the Pirates could have easily won Game 6 on the road and won the World Series. Fortunately for Pittsburgh fans around the world, Pittsburgh actually won the Game 7 2-1, thanks to Steve Blass's heroics and also Roberto Clemente going deep. I think he went deep, I can't remember, or was it a massive double? But anyway, Pittsburgh won the 1971 World Series. Steve Blass was a hero. Night baseball was here to stay for the World Series. It would actually be 1988, the last time. Oh, sorry, 1980. Was it 1988 or 1985? Yeah, 1987 was the last time in baseball history that the World Series had a day game, and that was Game 5, I think, of the World Series in Minnesota, but that was a daytime game. So yeah, every game since 1988, the World Series, it would be nighttime, Eastern time. Now a lot of West Coast viewers will say, wait a minute, game started at 5 o'clock West Coast time. That's right, but this is the Eastern days time, which baseball usually goes by. So yeah, so 1988 was the first time that all games of the World Series would be played at night, Eastern Standard Time. And Steve Blass, unfortunately, a couple of years later, would suffer through some pitching yips that ruined his career. So that wasn't good. So anyway, the Pirates won the first night game ever in World Series history, and people could go to the ballpark after work, watch the World Series, and have fun. But, some traditions say daytime World Series games are fun too. Maybe a mixture, maybe put the afternoon, maybe put Saturday afternoon, the World Series on Saturday afternoon, but the college football fans will complain. Put World Series on Sunday afternoon, then the NFL fans complain. You can't win them all. You just can't. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do